Imagine a luxury resort pool deck on a quiet afternoon. The sunlight is hitting the crystal blue water, guests are lounging, and the atmosphere is defined by the passive relaxation of people in standard swimwear. This is the setting for a scene from the hypothetical sequel, Luck 2, and it's here that the standard resort piece is about to be interrupted. Standing at the water's edge is Sam Greenfield. She's in her early 20s, wearing a simple green one-piece, and she's quietly observing the crowd from behind her sunglasses. As she watches the other guests, she begins formulating an idea. The script describes it specifically as a rare thought, one that feels both mischievous and charged with a specific intent. She pulls a bright red megaphone from her bag and steps onto a low diving platform. The sudden presence of the megaphone immediately cuts through the ambient sounds of the pool deck. Addressing the swimmers, Sam announces a new, immediate policy, a one-piece swimsuits only rule for every female guest in the pool. She presents a rigid ultimatum. Anyone wearing a bikini or two-piece has 3 choices: leave the area, change their outfit, or put on clothes immediately. This creates a massive point of friction. One person is attempting to impose an arbitrary and restrictive fashion mandate on a crowd of strangers, a move that would typically trigger an immediate vocal pushback. The crowd reacts with a mix of surprised laughter and the clear annoyance you'd expect from guests being told what they can't wear. To manage this, Sam shifts her tactics. She lowers the megaphone, steps down from the platform, and drops her voice to a much more intimate conversational level. She begins her defense by clarifying her intent, telling the guests that the rule wasn't designed to be mean-spirited. Instead, she offers an aesthetic argument that the physical structure of a one-piece changes the wearer's presence by forcing them to move slower. She suggests that when the fabric clings in a specific way, every curve has to work harder to attract the eye. By rebranding the restriction as a specific observation on attraction, Sam attempts to replace the crowd's initial defensive reaction with a sense of engaged curiosity about the why behind the rule. This touches on the psychological tension between exposure and concealment. It raises the question of why covering more skin can, in certain contexts, command more attention. The one-piece relies on an anatomical trick, hiding the belly button. A two-piece visually bisects the midsection, but a one-piece creates a continuous line. With skin concealed, the brain actively maps the silhouette. The eye is drawn to the unified design, making observation more deliberate. After establishing this rationale, Sam sets a final trap. She offers an exclusive invitation to any woman who stays in a one-piece for the remainder of the afternoon. The terms are private, a meeting by the cabanas after sunset, with no cameras and no audience. She has effectively used a dress code to turn a public space into a high-stakes social game, positioning her own attention as the reward for compliance. To conclude the pitch, Sam puts the megaphone down, dives into the pool, and floats on her back in silence, leaving the next move entirely to the crowd. The reaction is split. Some women head for the changing rooms to reflect on the offer, while others stay in the water, signaling their interest in participating. The dress code functions as a psychological filter. It is a sorting mechanism designed to identify a specific group of participants. This diagram illustrates the logic. The rule takes a large, diverse group of guests and filters them through a single point of compliance, instantly separating the curious and willing from those who are resistant to the premise. This maneuver allows Sam to take a public, predictable resort environment and convert it into a curated space of her own making. The scene serves as an illustration of how targeted confidence can be used to reframe a simple piece of swimwear, proving that Sam's rare idea was executed with clinical precision.